travel friends, welcome back. In this episode, we are going to talk about the three biggest disappointments about Venice, Italy.
So we'll start off with the food. This was Jimmy's first time going to Venice. It was also our first stop on our Italy tour.
Yep.
Ultimately, the biggest disappointment of Venice was the food.
Yes. So I am a big food traveler. Basically, it's sort of the main reason why I travel. And this Venice is like it's part of Italy, right? It was my first step into Italy, and I was expecting like greatness, amazingness. And I've definitely researched on YouTube, on the internet, and everyone's just like, oh yeah, try these cicchetti, right? Cicchetti is basically some small pieces of bread and then something
It's
on
like
top.
it's like bruschetta. They're just little pieces of bread, kind of like an appetizer that you would do for happy hour.
Any place that sells it usually has a selection of what they offer, and you kind of just like point and.
They're like €1 to €3 a piece. I was very excited to experience it.
All the YouTube videos I watched about cicchetti, like they're like amazing. Oh, it's so good. It's really not that good.
It was-
That's all I got to say
average.
about it. I would say it didn't capture the magic of Italian food that I was expecting. And also, like when we explored other parts of Italy, the food was magical, right? Like the food, like Italian food did blow me away in other parts of Italy. The cicchetti, which was, I thought from my research, was supposed to be the Venetian thing that was unique. It was disappointing. So I thought overall, just compared to the rest of Italy, Venice food was disappointing. That basically means that as you're planning your trip and you're thinking about where you're going to spend your money, save a majority of your food budget for other places in Italy is what I would recommend.
I think the one thing that makes cicchetti unique is there were so many varieties. So maybe
right.
we didn't try the best variety, but I feel like we
We-
went
we-
4 or 5 places
Right.
and
We
ate
tried-
4 or 5 things each place.
Yeah, we
But-
spent a couple days in Venice and we ate quite a bit of cicchetti, trying to figure out where the magic was.
Where the best
right,
one.
and I felt like it wasn't there. That's all I gotta say.
It was very disappointing for Jimmy.
Right.
Don't end your Italian trip in
Oh,
Venice.
yeah.
I'm more of I love the environment. Food doesn't impact me as much, but if you are a food person or that's going to leave a lasting impression, maybe do Florence, Venice, back to Florence, or have it like a little blip in your trip, but don't have it ending in Venice if you are a food person.
Right. That's it. Venice food, disappointing. All the YouTubers lied to me. And if you watched a lot of some other YouTube videos about food in Venice and you're expecting this amazingness and this magic, they lied to you too. That's it. Next thing that was a major disappointment, the glass island.
Yeah,
Let's
so
talk about that.
there's a few tourist islands outside of Venice. One of the most popular is Murano. Murano is known for glass. We went to explore because I have heard amazing things about it and I had not yet been there.
Right.
And so I'm gonna caveat, some of this could have been, we made the mistake where we didn't book a tour.
Right,
So when
right,
we
right.
went over, the glass museum was closed because I think we went on a Monday.
Right. There are some days when it's closed.
Yeah, and it wasn't posted, so it was a little confusing.
Right.
We chose not to do a glass blowing tour, which I have heard those are really great. Once we got to Murano, it was kind of confusing. It's very small, and there's not a lot of places to eat. There's not a lot of places to grab coffee.
Right.
People live there, so it's a lot of just houses.
Here's my things about that. So Murano, I think most people would recommend doing it like in a half day, right? It's like a half day or maybe a day thing if you're really into glass. Sure. My biggest thing is one is that it does take a bit to get there, right? The boat ride wherever you are in Venice, unless you're sort of like staying at the northern end, it takes time to get there, and it takes time to get back. Like I felt like it wasn't worth the time for me personally.
We went for a couple hours. It's about a half an hour on the boat, but
We had to wait.
we had to wait for multiple boats. That was
Right,
the issue.
right.
A lot of the boats were full.
Right.
And so you couldn't, I think we sat there for 3 or 4 boats went by before we were able to get on. So that did add a lot of
Right.
time.
So getting there and getting back from wherever you are staying or around in Venice, that was a significant chunk of the journey there. If you're thinking about going there for glass souvenirs, a lot of the glass there types of souvenirs that you would buy is available
In
in Venice,
Venice.
right? So
Yeah.
Venice itself has glass shops. Um,
And
yeah,
the market. Like if
right,
you want to get a little glass necklace
right.
or glass earrings, all of that is available in Venice at the markets, on the bridge. There's really fancy
Right.
glass shops as well.
Yeah,
So
there's like lots of glass shops around Venice, and
mhm,
also like in other parts of Italy, we ran across glass shops as well.
mhm.
And so if you're like going to Murano, when we went, I was expecting that Murano would have something different, something unique, or maybe the price was different.
It was the
Not,
same.
it was the same.
I did get a really unique glass. Remember my glass Santa ornament?
Right, but that wasn't
But I found it
right.
on the main island.
No, we found it in Florence,
Oh
right?
no, we did.
Yeah,
We should
the
just delete
one.
that part.
No, I mean the one glass thing
The
that
one glass
really
thing that I
that
loved.
we were like, oh my god, we have to buy this. Was not in Murano. It was
Not
not
in
in Venice.
Venice.
It was actually in like
In Florence.
in one of the alleyway shops.
Yeah,
Right?
it was in Florence. It was at a nice shop. It was Murano glass,
Right.
but yeah,
But
that's the other thing. We ended up finding it elsewhere.
and
It
we,
was the
the last.
final thing I will say that is a disappointment in Venice can be the crowds. I'll talk about this a little more because we were really fortunate when we went in September of 21. It was very much so empty. We'll throw up some videos of San Marco Square empty. It's usually packed. I have gone previously, and the crowds can really ruin the magic of Venice. And so when you think about the crowds that come in, a lot of it's day tours, cruise ships, people that are like, oh, I only want to go to Venice for one day. So they all go to the exact same spots. They go to
Right.
San Marco Square, all around that area, the Basilica, all of the touristy things that
Right.
most people want to hit. And so those areas are always just swamped.
This was my first time in Venice, and I did really enjoy it. And we went at a really good time. Our walking tour guide told us we were at only like 30% of normal tourism
Yeah.
at the time we went. So we were lucky enough to not get the tourists. But if you look online, you'll see that it gets extremely, extremely crowded. And now that I've been through Venice, I can see that the narrow alleyways that were cute and charming, they would be tons less cute and charming if there were 20, 30, 40 people around us, going faster than us, slower than us, opposite direction.
So I think the crowds are something just be prepared for. The way I would combat that is spend at least 2 nights in Venice. Like
Right.
spend the night there because the crowds come in at 8:30, 9 a.m., but they leave by 6. So you still get that whole long evening.
Right.
Some of the things stay open late, and it's also just a very different vibe once the sun goes down.
Right.
It's very quaint and charming. The alleys, everyone eats outside.
Right.
So
That was
there are a lot
good.
of those.
I think right, eating in the alleyway, eating along the canals, that is charming. Okay, all right. I think that's
All right.
it. All right, till next time.
Bye.